Hey there, I'm Simon Spalding and welcome to Simon's Cinema. So, I just saw Downsizing. Let's give this one a review. So, Downsizing stars Matt Damon and takes place in a world where scientists have come up with a solution to the problem of overpopulation by coming up with a procedure that can shrink a person down to about 5 inches tall, basically to just save space. And a good majority of the movie is spent considering what kind of effects this might have in the real world in terms of economic factors and general social acceptance of it. Now, this idea alone was enough to get me to want to see this movie, but then add in Matt Damon along with some other great supporting actors, including Christoph Waltz and Kristen Wiig, and you've got yourself a recipe for what should be a great movie. But then I saw that this movie was getting slammed by critics and audiences especially, so that kind of lowered my expectations going into it, and after having seen it, I can definitely see why people aren't liking this movie. After the first half hour or so, it becomes apparent that this movie's biggest problem is that it's boring. Looking back, there is a chance that this movie could have taken that would have shown a bigger conflict, but for some reason they choose to mainly just focus on the small world. And not in a funny kind of way where they compare the people's size to a bunch of normal-sized things. This movie takes place mostly in the small world, and it just looks like the normal world. So I definitely think they missed a big opportunity to create some genuine entertainment out of that situation. But then comes the second problem. This movie doesn't know what it wants to be. At first it wants to have the environmental message about overpopulation, but then it kind of pushes that to the side and wants to be more of a comedy. Then it turns into a social commentary movie. Then it goes back to the environmental message, and I don't know what I was supposed to walk away from this movie thinking. What was the real message of this movie? I don't know. Do you know? No one knows. And really, all of these problems stem from trying to just rely on the idea for this movie alone. I mean, an idea is only as good as its execution. I mean, this is genuinely an interesting idea. It's just too bad that they spent like 10 minutes on the script, apparently. There are some good things about this movie. Like I said, the idea is very interesting. It's what got me to go see it. And the performances aren't necessarily bad, just none of them really stuck with me. There wasn't that one moment where I thought, wow, that's a great performance. But overall, this really is just a snooze, and that's made more apparent by the fact that it's over 2 hours long. So I have a hard time recommending this movie to pretty much anyone, because I don't even really know what audience it's supposed to be going for. I'd say you could skip this one. It just isn't that interesting. If you like the idea alone, maybe you could like this movie. Maybe you could find something to enjoy in it. It just wasn't for me. And I'm gonna give Downsizing a 4.7 out of 10. This movie was really just disappointing. I really wanted to like this movie, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, thanks everybody for clicking on this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like it. Tell me your thoughts on Downsizing in the comments if you've seen it. Thanks and have a great day.